Welcome to the Global Wellness HQ family of podcasts. We are your international headquarters for resources and ideas and insight in relation to the 9 elements of holistic wellness. Join us as we interview local and international wellness experts and learn how you can implement and improve one element or dimension of wellness at a time. Our experts will share their practical tips on wellness in one of these core areas: emotional, intellectual, occupational, physical, environmental, financial, spiritual, social, or habitual. We created our family of podcasts as a resource for anyone who is looking to integrate the 9 elements of holistic wellness into their daily lives. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is the first episode of Cash Flow Club, the musical. No, I'm kidding. This is Cash Flow Club, the podcast. I promise you will never hear me sing ever. It's not my thing. But cash flow is what I am crazy passionate about. So I'm going to share a few things. And basically, I want to let you know what we're going to cover and who we're going to have on the show. So basically, Cash Flow Club, I created it. I created it for businesses. And the reason is really, really simple. I am a recovering accountant. And in my days as an accountant, I got to see so many businesses that had so much potential and they failed over and over and over. And that was painful for me because as an accountant, not only did I see the failure, but I saw the cost of the failure and I had to help clean up and do the autopsy after the fact. And I'll share my insights because the number one cause of business failure is cash flow challenges. Bar none, that's the number one thing. And I've, believe it or not, have seen profitable businesses fail because they didn't have good cash flow management. So I realized I couldn't do much after the fact. I've seen the aftermath of a failed business. Families get broken up, dreams are crushed, people lose their houses. And really, truly, the very worst case scenario, I've actually seen it where somebody has decided they can't live with the shame of failure, so they take their own life. So, as an advisor, I realized that as an accountant, all I was doing was cleaning up the bodies, doing the autopsy after the fact. So I actually became a business coach because I care deeply about small business. I care deeply about the entrepreneurs, the business owners. And so I created Cash Flow Club to plug some of the holes that I see in most businesses, and more importantly, to take businesses from surviving to thriving. So in Cash Flow Club, you'll see our little logo. Yes, that is Jeff's creative talents at best. I created the logo, and basically, we're going to focus on building thriving businesses. And the core ingredients to that through cash flow are managing inbound cash, managing outbound cash, and then managing the management of cash. So we'll get into all of that. Under inbound cash, we're going to focus on ways to increase your cash flow. That is a good starting point. If you're in business, I presume you're in business to make a profit. Even if you're in business because you want to make the world a better place, you still need to make a profit so that you can have more impact. I once heard a quote, I can't remember the source, but the quote was, "There's nothing sadder than a broke philanthropist." So if your goal is to change the world, you need cash flow. Next thing, we talk about accelerating cash flow. How do we speed up the cash coming into the business? And then systemize. We're going to create systems to make sure that we always have good, solid inbound cash flow. Because if we don't have inbound cash flow, nothing else really matters. That's why I start with inbound. If you're an established business and inbound is taken care of, you can jump ahead to outbound, but I promise you're going to want to look at inbound as well. Under outbound, we're going to look at ways to decrease the cash that is going out. We're going to decelerate or slow down the cash going out. And finally, we're going to optimize. So we're going to create the systems, the budget to manage our outbound cash flow. And then under management, we have three core areas where we're going to focus on the short term savings we need to keep the business going. We're going to manage any borrowing, whether it's short term or long term. And then ultimately, the final thing we look at is investing surplus cash. And sometimes it makes sense to reinvest that surplus cash back into the business. Sometimes it makes more sense to put it into external things, whether it's real estate, stocks, bonds, etc. We're not here to give you advice on which investments to pick. We are here to give you advice on how to create systems and processes to ensure that your investing is successful. So that is the launch of the Cash Flow Club podcast. And basically, what we're going to do is we're going to interview the business experts, the business coaches, the business brokers, accountants, lawyers, marketing people, basically anybody who helps businesses survive and thrive. So I'm going to have some of my friends on the show. I'm going to interview software companies. Basically, my mission in life is to help local businesses survive and thrive. And I'm going to do that by sharing insights on cash flow. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in future episodes and in our Cash Flow Club community on LinkedIn. Link is in the notes below. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to our show. We hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we invite you to either click the link below or scan the QR code to register and listen to other episodes of our podcast. Or if you think your business or you would be a great guest to be on our show, we're always looking for experts in one of the 9 elements of holistic wellness. We'd love to have you. You can either click the link below or you can scan the QR code and complete our speaker intake form. Thank you, and to your wellness.